Hey, hi, Aarohi. Welcome to Performance Seminar. I'll wait for you to get connected here for a second. Okay, so on our program, I've also got Audrey, but we'll see what's going on here if she gets here later. All right, so are you all set up to play, Aarohi?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we've got, what was I going to say? Oh, just make sure that you've got your original sound enabled in Zoom if you can, just so it doesn't filter you out. I'm reminding everybody of that each time, just in case. Because I'd hate to have to.
That or not. I'm on a
Oh,
tab.
are you on a tablet? I don't know. Can you try playing a little bit so I can see if it's going to filter you out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like that'll be okay. I'll figure it out if it's not showing up. Okay. So yeah, can you say what piece you'll be playing, and then you can go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
It's called Giorni, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Giorni by Ludovico Einaudi. Okay, great.
Okay. Should I start?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Okay. Nice. All right. Yeah, so that was sounding great, Aarohi. So yeah, nicely prepared. Do you have a pedal, first of all, on your piano?
I do. And I have experimented with the pedal a little bit, but only recently. So that's why I didn't perform with it.
Okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, so this piece, I know it's not explicitly in there, but this could use some pedal if you wanted. Right. That gives it that sense of ambiance. So we'll try, we may try that here in a second. So the other thing, right, is I want you to, let's see if we can try a couple of these. Pay attention to the pulse of the music. It's mostly, right on every time you've got these eighth notes, it's, spot on. Those are really nice and continuous. I think the trick is that when you don't have those continuous eighth notes, make sure you keep those going in your mind so you can keep all of the rhythms in the same pacing. Because what was happening was when you got to these dotted half notes, I was getting maybe like 2 quarter notes out of that when it should be 3. Right. So, and I think the key to that is thinking of the eighth note pulses still happening underneath this. So 1 and 2 and 3. And so make sure you imagine in your head that these eighth notes are continuing under the surface. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the thing is, right, this piece has some moments of, right, there's some motion and then there's some stillness. You want to make sure you don't shortchange the moments of stillness. Okay. And the bigger, so we'll try this part here in a second just to solidify that. But same. So in this very last section, right, when you go to quarter notes, this sped up a lot because the eighth notes went away. Instead of moving a little bit slower pace in the quarter notes, I felt like you kind of felt obligated to rush so that something was happening at the same sort of pace, but it's supposed to kind of calm down a little bit. So again, this is another place where I would say, even though there aren't eighth notes on the surface, keep those going in your mind. So keep that 1 and 2 and 3 and right going in your mind, so that you keep a consistent pulse with the rest of the piece. Yeah. So let's try, maybe, can we try, actually, instead of starting it, can you try for me the last couple sections here?
The last 3 lines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see, I mean, maybe add a little pedal if it's not too much to think about the eighth note pulse and adding some pedal at the same time. See, just experiment with the pedal, see how it sounds. So let's start from measure 21. And can you go into measure 25, 26, 20, maybe just these 2 lines that are on here right now? Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that was much better pacing. That was much better sense of pulse. And so again, yeah. So don't think that just because you're keeping a consistent pulse and like waiting a long time, don't think that that's making it boring for the people listening. Right? Because there's certainly still a lot of stuff that's happening, right? So yeah, just lean in. So ideally, right, keep that eighth note pulse going in the back of your mind. And as you get more comfortable with what the actual sounding notes are, be okay like sitting. So recognize that there's going to be parts that sound like a lot of motion and parts where you sound like there's some stillness. Okay. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, and maybe experiment with some pedal if you want. That could sound good. But yeah, really nice work. So thanks for trying that out.
Thank you.
All right, and so welcome, Audrey. I see that you're here. So just a reminder, make sure your original sound is on so it doesn't filter you out. And can you tell me what you'll be playing today? And then you can go ahead and start.
Minuet by Alexander.
Oh yeah, Alexander. I don't know, Ryan Angle. I don't know. Okay. All right. Go for it whenever you're ready.
just gonna start measure 9 over again.
Oh, you're okay. You're fine. All right, nice job. Okay, sorry, I panicked and jumped the gun there because I thought it sounded like you were playing the final measures up here. So yeah, nice work. So first of all, let's try and get into, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and see if I can find another visual here. So let's talk about this left hand part, which is often kind of tricky, where you've got the things moving back and forth, right? So let's check out, give me 1 second. I'm just going to change my screen right here. So let's check out so measure 5, right? Let's work on that. Let's try the left hand first. Can we go down? Can you see this okay right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you play first? Let's just do the different steps of this, right? So just play this alone with your left hand. So 5, 4, 3 on those notes. Right, and now, so add in the C and the thumb now. Okay, so now to play those broken up eighth notes, I want you to think of playing these chords, but just going like that with your hand, right? So lean in on your pinky, da 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 da. So play it now, sort of as it's written. Yeah, and keep going. So. Oh, yeah, but move to, yeah, there you go. Move to F. Good. Da 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 da. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay. So I think that's one thing. And I would even practice something like this with your right hand. So that you're playing. Let me make sure I'm sharing my sound, and I'm going to go back to this other part. So make sure that you're playing something like, right, you could play. So playing both of these notes at once in the left hand to kind of block out that hand. And then as you get your hands coordinated, then putting in those eighth notes. Sometimes that approach works a little more helpful. I think that was the main thing I was noticing. The other thing is practice when you do these end parts in the right hand. Make sure you include kind of the note right before, so you get used to going into this series of eighth notes. Does that make sense? And that'll make for a little bit more continuity when you play it, right? So if you got something coming up and you're going to practice that measure, go back maybe one note or a couple notes to kind of practice setting up, so that when you then put that back in context, it's nice and continuous. Okay, so awesome. Yeah, so thanks for trying out that little exercise. This was sounding good. All right, and thanks to both. Oh, I guess Aarohi already left, but thanks to both of y'all. I'll see you next time you play. Thanks.